What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Welcome back to another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, we're going to check out the seasonal talent known as the Battlefield Domination for the melee troop type. All I can say is they are magnificent. You're going to see them in action against some enemies in the open field. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already. Turn on that bell notification and never miss out. Like the video, share it with your friends, leave some comments down below. Let's get the video started. Alright, Warriors of Tamaris, this is Season T1. The game developers have brought seasonal talents. So this is what the season talent page looks like. We have the Battlefield Domination for the melee units. We have the Ranged Assaults for the ranged unit. We have the Engineering Mastery, and we have Battle Preparation. Today you're gonna see everything that you need to know about the Battlefield Domination. I did some testing in the open field. But first we're gonna go off topic for a little bit. I only have 5 points here. I need 6 to get the long range warfare. This season I will be going with the long range warfare and not the arcane torrent. Now I made this decision because of one thing. So let's go to the artifact and I show you why I am gonna be going with the long range warfare this season. Now the Viola's bow is gonna be a hot artifact when the passes open for the dragon. So this artifact will work with the long range warfare, at least from what I heard from some people. This artifact has a long range. Now the passive ability says damaged legions are sealed, cannot cast artifact skills for 10 seconds. This is going to be a game changer. As you can see here, the rage cost for this artifact is only 1,200, and then you compare it to the rage cost for the mages, which is 1,600. It means you will be able to charge the Viola's bow before your magic enemy charge their artifact. And when you hit them with your Viola's bow, they are not going to hit you with their artifact for 10 seconds. 10 seconds is a lot of time. You can pull off 2 rage skill cycles, hit them with your artifacts, and then take off. They will not do anything. You can just put a laughing emoji, walk away, come back, do the same thing. With that out of the way, let us get back to the Battlefield Domination and see what the cavalry is all about. The first one I went with the Swift Applies. This is what it says. And then here comes the Cavalry Vanguard. When your cavalry units launch an unyielding rush at their targets, rush speed and range is increased by 50%. This is going to be a game changer, and I'm going to show you guys how it's going to be a game changer. Moving on to the third point, we have the Courageous Rush. When your cavalry units launch an unyielding rush at their targets in the field, they take 20% less damage, and rush skill cooldown is reduced by 15%. So let us go to the cavalry training camp and we see how these things are going to work. We hit the more information and we go to the bottom here. You have the unyielding rush. Now unyielding rush is divided into 2 parts. The march speed increases when approaching the target legion. So this part is gonna work against all the troop type in the game. Now the second part says after colliding with a ranged legion, the hero commanding this legion gains 1000 rage. This effect can be triggered once every 12 seconds. So pay attention to these 12 seconds. When we go back to the season talents, this second point says rush skill cooldown is reduced by 15%. So the 12 seconds is going to be reduced by 15%, maybe around 10 seconds, 9 seconds. My math is not good. So you're going to be able to switch from one target instantly with unyielding rush and a super high speed. Now when we go back to the cavalry training camp, the melee cavalry has a problem when they chase other cavalry units. The unyielding rush is going to keep them behind those units unless they go in front. Now this cavalry vanguard skill is going to mitigate that problem. You're going to be moving at a very high speed. Let's see the description again. Rush speed and range is increased by 50%. It is just amazing. You're going to see that in action when I chase some cavalry and catch up with them. I was even surprised. It is just awesome. Before I show you the open field testing, let me show you my cavalry marches that I am using this season. So we hit the multi-create. And then I have the preset over here. So this is the cavalry marches that I'm using along with the artifacts. So let's go from left to right. We have Ferondil. Now Ferondil He's gonna do some nasty stuff to the enemy. He's gonna apply cowardice and make the enemy miss their normal attack for 3 seconds. You have Theodore, who is gonna put a minus 30% HP debuff. It is just great. When it comes to the artifact, for the Forondil, I use a bunch of different artifacts. If I am fighting ranged units, I bring the Kingslayer. If I want to chase people, I'm gonna use the Storm Arrow and just blink in front of them and prevent them from getting away. So these are the two artifacts that I like to interchange for Forondil. Now with Forondil in the talent tree, I picked this skill over here. Let's go to the talent tree for Forondil and show you what I have. So this is Forondil. This is the talent tree that I have right now, and this skill I need to take it all the way up to 5 because it's going to be the one that slows the enemy for 30 seconds and make me kill them instantly. Now my Forondil is the blueprint for my march speed. All my marches move at a 60% march speed. We got 15 here, we got 5 here, that's 20. We got 10 here, that's 30. And Forondil has 20 from his. Let's go over here. Forondil has a 20% march speed over here, and Theodore has a 10% march speed that he is bringing to the table, making Forondil move at 60% march speed. It is the blueprint for all of my cavalry. So when you go back to the deploy, multi-create. Number 5, we're done with Forondil. We have the Emrys and Bakshi. I don't need to explain these guys. You know what they do in the open field. The good thing is we will be able to trigger this secret Emrys skill, the one where he gets more damage when the enemy is surrounded, which is just awesome. And then we have Alistair and Nika. You might be wondering, why is this guy using Nika? Now Nika has a 1500 skill damage. It is just awesome for cavalry, and she can also put minus 30% bruise on the enemy. Awakening skill for Nika is gonna let her do 500 skill damage almost every 2 seconds when the enemy HP is below 50%. Now Nika is not recommended for infantry right now, but you might want to use her with your cavalry. She is just amazing. And then we have Thea and Kinara. Thea is gonna provide a shield, and then Kinara is gonna put feeble on the enemy, prevent them from doing minus 15% damage dealt. So that's gonna be a good one. She is also going to apply a difference break and a speed reduction, which is exactly what I need. And then lastly, I'm gonna be rocking my infantry march. Now I have synchronized this infantry to have the same march speed as my cavalry. I'm using the mighty tailwind, this feather, which gives a lot of march speed. We have SKOGUL and Ethias. Ethias is bringing 20% march speed that SKOGUL is gonna use. And then this is SKOGUL. She is just awesome. She has the berserker charge. It is amazing for the open field. So let's go to the talent tree for SKOGUL, and then you see how I build her up to keep up with my other cavalry. So this is the SKOGUL. We go to the talent tree. This is what I have. March speed, march speed. We got march speed over here. We got 10. We got another 10. Here we got 10. I came all the way up to here. I don't have enough points to push it all the way up to 5. When I get enough points, that is gonna be awesome. So these are the marches that I am using. 5 cavalry marches. They have the surrounded damage dealt. It's gonna be 15% surrounded damage dealt, which is just amazing. And now I'm gonna show you guys the video clip of the cavalry season talents in the open field. Alright, Warriors of Tamaris, the time has come to show you guys the season talent known as the battlefield domination for the cavalry in the game. Now we are fighting against the enemy. They are very far away, so the best way to get there was to use my cavalry. So I'm gonna forward this video clip a little bit all the way to the moment where I was close to the enemy. You're gonna see the cavalry Vanguard in action. Okay, so here we go. I have the SKOGUL leading everybody. She has the Springbird Feather artifact to increase the march speed. The plan right now is to go behind and prevent this enemy from going back into their gates. Now we managed to lock them out of zone 2. We were just too powerful for them. A lot of them are T4 players, so we're gonna crush them today. Okay, here we go. We are using the unyielding rush to take out some of the ranged units. Now you're gonna see the cavalry Vanguard in action. I have two cavalry legions in front of me. So I'm gonna take out the first one, and then you're gonna see the cavalry vanguard act on the second cavalry. Now, if I did not have the cavalry vanguard, these guys would have got away. Just take a look at how I charged toward this cavalry and catch up with him. He wasn't able to get away. So that is the cavalry vanguard skill. Rush speed and rush distance is increased by 50%. So I'm gonna rewind it just a little bit so you see it again. So as you can see, this cavalry is trying to get away. If I did not have that skill, he would have gotten away easily. But take a look at the charge, the distance, and the speed. Just look at how it catches up with this cavalry. No escape. Now, if you are playing in the Spring Warden, you might want to take this skill for your Forest Eagles. You're gonna be hunting people for breakfast. Just use the cavalry vanguard to catch up with them. They won't be able to get away from you. Previously, to catch up with any cavalry, you would have to try and build a super fast speed and then try to corner them from in front. But with the cavalry vanguard, you're gonna mitigate that problem. Matter of fact, you can use it to even catch up with an enemy. Just put auto attack when it gets close. The rush distance is increased, the rush speed is increased. It's going to catch up with pretty much any cavalry march that's trying to get away from you. So we're gonna try and destroy this rally over here. The cavalry, the multiple cavalry is excellent at taking down ranged rallies. So we're just gonna get close and then use SKOGUL as the infantry tank to tank this Kinara, and then the rest of the other cavalry are just gonna rain the unyielding rush with the 1000 rage. Melt this rally as fast as possible. I have about 1.2 million cavalry. I like to use multiple styles of fighting in the open field. I don't just restrict myself to a single fighting style. So here we go, guys. Gonna wreck this enemy with the unyielding rush. Right away, you can see 45,000 skill damage, 46,000, 32,000. It is nasty. 2 rage skill cycles and this rally is gonna get knocked out. And that was the cavalry vanguard in action. Now we're gonna see some reports. Just a quick glimpse of the reports. See the distraction. So all I can say is the cavalry vanguard is a very good talent to pick for your cavalry, especially if you're in the Spring Warden. You can use it with your eagles to hunt other people for breakfast. It is just amazing. Now you can also use it to prevent other cavalry from running away. It is one of the best talent to pick for the seasonal talent. So let me know down below what you guys thought of this video. If you liked it, leave some comments down below. Share it with your friends. We're gonna do this again. Let's take a look. This cavalry trying to get away. We hit it with the cavalry vanguard. Rush speed, rush distance increased by 50%. We catch up very easily. And that's about it for the video, guys. If you're new, subscribe for more. Until then, talk to you guys in the next video. Bye for now.